Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you how to put on some new performance brake pads on your Yamaha R3. The ones that come on it, if you haven't already noticed, aren't that great to begin with. So the brake pads aren't really built for high performance. But since it only has one rotor on the front, you just need to get one set of brake pads and totally change the way the brakes feel on the front. So the first thing you want to do to get the caliper off is just to get these two bolts right here. These are T50s. So you want to have a T50 socket, especially because you're going to have to torque these down to spec afterwards. So you're just going to remove these first. And then once they're pretty loose, you can do, you can get like a bungee cord or something like that just to kind of hold it so there's not a lot of strain on the brake cable here. So just kind of hold it in place while you're undoing that. And if you have ABS, you'll have one of these, this cable right here. It's going to be kind of in the way. So you should be able to just slide it off. And once you do, this is where I just like to take a bungee cord like this, kind of hook it on here, and then hook it onto something up here. That way it doesn't have a ton of strain on it the whole time. And once you turn this over here, you should be able to see there's like a little cotter pin in there that you can just pull out. There's a second one further on in here. So you want to take that one off as well. So once you have that one removed, then you should be able to pull it all off. So set that aside, set those two pins aside. So at this stage you can do what I'm doing and get the gloves on now. You could have had them on earlier, but once you start messing with the pads and it has all that nasty stuff on it, you want to definitely have some gloves on. So yeah, they kind of just slide out here. You just have to work it around. You have to work it around that pin up here at the top, and you can kind of push this in a little bit if need be. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You don't have to do a whole lot other than that to get them all out. And then you're just going to be putting the new pads in basically the opposite way. This is really straightforward. So I have the Vestra RJL pads. These are a sintered metal pad, and they had really good reviews on them. They're about 70 bucks. I'm going to put these ones on to replace them. Okay, and once you have the old one out and you got all the room in there, you'll want to put in the smaller one first. And you'll know you have this one in the right spot if the circle end down here is towards the bottom, because you're going to have that bolt go through it. So it'll have appropriate spacing on it. So just kind of get that all pushed in there. And then get the bigger pad, and you're going to slide this one over this part first. So you just kind of slide it over that rod or whatever you're going to call it, and then just slide it down. And then you're going to take that bolt and basically just put it back through. You might have to move the pads around a little bit to work it through it. So yeah, just kind of wiggle that around so you get enough spacing there. Okay, and once you have that done, you're going to put in the cotter pins. So I'm going to put this one back in first, the one on the outside. So just snap that in place like that. And then you're going to do the one on the inside down here too as well. So this back one's pretty hard to see and get to, but there we go. Okay, so once you have that all put together, you'll kind of want to hold these apart as much as you can while you slide it back over the rotor. And then just hand tighten these on just to make sure you're threading properly. And you can kind of make your adjustments a little bit here and there. Then once you get one kind of tightened down enough there, it shouldn't really have to hold it in place too much. And then just hand tighten the other one as well. Okay, and then once you have them hand tightened and you're sure you're not cross threading, this is when you're going to want to tighten them down. And these go to 25 foot-pounds. So get your torque wrench out and go ahead and torque it to that. I'm going to be doing that in a second with my other tool. And that's basically it. So of course, before you get going on it, you'll want to squeeze the front brake pads a little bit, get the brakes kind of clamped in, and then you're going to be doing the brake-in process as well. But as far as the assembly goes, that's it. It's very straightforward on the R3. So there's how to swap out the brake pads on the Yamaha R3, and once again, this will apply to the 2015 all the way up to the 2020 miles. They're basically all the same. The only thing that might be different is if you have the ABS line here. So it's a pretty easy mod to do, or just a regular replacement to do. I think if you're already at it, you might as well get some performance pads such as these ones or some of the other ones that are just like 50 bucks or so. It doesn't cost a whole lot, and these are your brakes we're talking about here, so anything that's an improvement is always going to be better. So I think it's worth doing an actual mod to this if you're going to go ahead and swap them out anyway. But I wanted to show you guys what it looks like, what it all entails. It's a very easy mod to do, and I have more mods coming to this bike that I want to show you guys too, so stay tuned for some more ones.